Hello and welcome to Rockstar Stops Wars. Today we're talking about the greatest ever Beatles song, A Day in the Life. And it was the last song on the Masterpiece album from 1967 called Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And it was inspired by a guy called Tara Brown, who was heir to the Guinness family, and they had a house in Wicklow. They were the wealthiest family in the world at one stage, the Guinness family. And in fact, in Ireland, there's a population of 5 million people, and 5 million pints of Guinness are sold every day. But a day in the life, Paul McCartney, halfway through the song, he says, woke up, got out of bed, dragged the comb across my head. But as John Lennon said, I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade, and he blew his mind out in a car. We all know smoking, whatever. But Tara Brown came from a very privileged background, and he was great friends with the Rolling Stones, who were also great friends of the Beatles, and he hung out with them a lot in the 60s. But he was into racing cars, and he'd always wear a lovely velvet jacket. As John Lennon said when they were performing in the Royal Albert Hall, can the people at the back clap your hands? The people at the front, please shake your jewellery. But this man, he was killed in a car crash, and John Lennon had read the news the next day in the newspaper. But his girlfriend was to be killed, and he turned the car around in a beautiful moment, heart-wrenching love song, really, or part of it is, and he ended up taking the impact and he was killed. But it's one of the greatest songs written of all time. I personally think it's the best ever Beatles song. But please give us your comments. This is what we want from Rockstar Stop Wars, to please give us lots of comments. You might have a different favourite Beatles song. We're going to be covering in the next few weeks the 4 Beatles. We've already talked about John Lennon a little bit in episode 1. And of course we have Imagine all the people living life in peace. And this is opposite the Dakota building where John Lennon was shot dead on December 8, 1980 by Mark David Chapman. And Yoko Ono had his ashes spread across the road, and that's in Central Park in New York. If you're around New York, why not take a visit? Or if anybody has been there, again, we'd love your comments. So that's the song A Day in the Life. We always pick on Rockstar Stop Wars to pick a song and go and listen to it alone. We'd love to hear your comments about it. We're going to talk about, in the next episode, the beautiful sex symbol, Raquel Welch. There she is with Ringo Starr, and she had a connection with the Beatles. We'll be covering George Harrison next. Fantastic Beatle, of course, George, and he wrote one of the greatest love songs of all time, which Frank Sinatra described, and in fact Frank Sinatra also recorded it. So it's important to subscribe, everyone. Please subscribe, it's all for free. And remember, please be kind and spread peace. So hopefully we'll see you at the next episode, and subscribe. Thanks everybody. Peace.